November 13th. 36 B.C. Octavius CÃ received the oration for his great naval victory over Sextus, the younger Pompey, in the Sicilian War. 1002. Massacre of the Danes, throughout England, by order of King Ethelred, one of those infamous shifts by which coward tyranny secures its sinister purposes. Neither age nor sex was spared, and among the victims was Gunilda, sister of Sweyn, king of Denmark. Her husband and children were butchered before her eyes. In the following year Sweyn invaded England and swept the country with fire and sword. 1004. Abbon de Fleury, a French ecclesiastic of note, who encouraged learning among the monastics, died of a wound he received in attempting to allay a brawl. 1499. Vincent Yangs Pinzon sailed from Palos, in Spain, for America, with 4 caravels, and was the first Spaniard who ventured to cross the equinoctial line. He explored a part of the coast of South America, and named the river which is still called Amazon, so named from the Spaniards observing that the women fought with the same bravery as the men in the common defense. 1503. Francisco Almeida, the first Portuguese viceroy of India, having surrendered his office to Albuquerque, sailed from Cochin for Portugal. 1539. The Bible, called Matthew's Bible, was permitted to be read in private houses, of the royal liberality and goodness. 1549. Pope Paul III died, and was succeeded by Cardinal de Monte, who took the name of Julius III. 1553. Arraignment of a Lady Jane Grey at Guildhall. 1558. Cardinal Pole, since the death of Bishop Cranmer, Bishop of Canterbury, died. 1620. The Plymouth colonists disembarked on Cape Cod, and proceeded to make discovery of the country, and search for a convenient place of settlement. In the course of this search they found baskets of corn concealed under heaps of sand, a quantity of which they brought away in a great kettle found at the ruins of an Indian house. This gave them seed for a future harvest, and preserved the infant colony from starvation. 1624. Thomas Urpinius died at Leiden, a most learned Dutch writer, and incomparably skilled in the Oriental tongues. 1646. A new volcano in the island of Palma, one of the Canaries, near Tenerife. 1647. Battle of Knockenness, in Ireland, during the rebellion, when the Irish army of 8,500 strong, under Lord Tough and Sir Alexander MacDonell, were routed by 5,200 under Lord Inchiquin. The Irish left 4,000 in the field of battle. The British Parliament voted Lord Inchiquin £1,000 for his conduct on the occasion. 1650. Thomas May, an English dramatic poet and historian, died. 1654. William Habington, an English poet and historian, died. 1690. Louis de Wolzogen died, a divine of Amsterdam, and a zealous partisan of the Socinians. 1712. John Ernest Grebe, a Prussian divine, died in England, where he published an edition of the Septuagint, and wrote some valuable works on divinity. 1712. Arthur Mainwaring, a learned Englishman, died. He was a member of Parliament under Queen Anne, and wrote in prose and verse. 1715. Battle of Dumlane between the King's troops under the Duke of Argyll, and those of the Pretender under the Earl of Mar, not decisive. 1715. Defeat of the Pretender's forces at Preston, and many persons taken, among whom was their leader Mr. Foster. 1726. Sophia Dorothy, only child of the Duke of Zell, and wife of George I of England, died. The malice of another subjected her to 32 years captivity. 1770. George Grenville, a celebrated English statesman, died. He was distinguished for his eloquence in the Senate. 1771. Eruption of Solway Moss, in England. It is about 7 miles in circumference, and composed of mud and putrid fibers of heath, diluted by internal springs. It burst its barrier in the night, and laid a large tract of country in ruin. 1781. John Moody hanged at Philadelphia as a spy. He intended to have seized the books and papers of Congress. 1798. Jean-François Callet, a French mathematician, died. It was to prevent the occurrence of errors in his tables that Delat attempted the art of stereotyping. 1805. Bonaparte entered Vienna. The commencement of a favored plan of his to dictate peace to the conquered monarchs of Europe in their own capitals. 1810. James Allen, the Northumbrian piper, died. 1812. Bonaparte on his retreat from Moscow, quitted Smolensk for Krasnoy. His army was now reduced to 43,000. 1813. The junta, under the title of National Assembly, declared the independence of Mexico. 1817. John Philpot Curran, an eminent Irish barrister, died. Celebrated for his eloquence and wit. 1832. A French army of 75,000 men entered Belgium and marched for Antwerp to assist in establishing the independence of the country. 1833. Remarkable meteoric phenomenon, which extended over a large portion of North America. The first appearance was that of fireworks of the most imposing grandeur, covering the entire vault of heaven with myriads of fireballs resembling skyrockets, and showers of fiery snow driven with inconceivable velocity to the northwest. Similar phenomena were witnessed in Arabia on this day the previous year. It was observed again on this day, 1837, at New York and New Haven. 1835. Henry Frederick Stork died at St. Petersburg. He was an eminent writer as well on Bell's Letters as political economy. 1835. Charles Augustus Bödiger died, an eminent German scholar and archaeologist, author of various learned works, and Aulic counselor to the King of Saxony. 1836. Charles Simeon, a most able and zealous English prelate, died at Cambridge. His works were published in 21 large octavo volumes. His funeral was attended with great solemnity by the whole town. The shops were closed and 1,300 persons joined the procession in the deepest mourning. 1839. The town of Keelat, in Baluchistan, taken by the British Army. Merab Khan was killed, his principal soldiers killed or taken, and hundreds of others captured. 1854. A great tempest raged over the Black Sea, which continued several days. 18 British and 12 French ships were lost near Balaclava, together with 340 men and a large amount of property.